Good morning, fourth graders. Today we are on page 167 of your student journal, and we are moving on to something a little bit new. So we're still going to be talking about our line segments and our lines and rays and angles, but we're going to be adding something to that. Okay, so our goal today, or our objective is, today I will define angles formed by two rays as either 30 degrees. So notice there's a little circle up there. It should be open. 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, or 360 degrees, period. So that open circle that's small and in the top right hand corner, that stands for the word degrees. Okay, so we'll talk more about what those actually look like in a moment. Well, let's first remind ourselves of our basic vocabulary. As we talked about, a point is just a single point. A line segment has two endpoints. These two endpoints, and the mathematical notation is just a straight line. A ray only has one endpoint, and its mathematical notation is a line with one arrow. Okay, an angle has two rays connected by something called a vertex. A vertex is this point, and the mathematical notation looks like kind of a sideways V. And then here's our new vocab for the lesson, degree. And here's our notation, the unit of measure of an angle. And then they tell us there are 360 degrees in a circle. I might put a star by that because that's an important fact. There's 360 degrees in a circle. And then they remind us about our angles. Now, in our last two lessons, I really told you there was two ways to name the angle, and it had to be following the angle. So we could say CAB, which they gave us, or BAC. They're adding a third way, saying that we could also name it just by its vertex, so angle A. But remember, we could not, and I'm going to write this in red, we could not say angle CBA. CBA wouldn't work because you're off the angle, so that's not going to work. Okay, so what do these measurements actually look like? What do these degree measurements look like? Well, they told us that in a circle, there's 360 degrees. Okay, so if we do a circle, they told us there's 360 degrees. So we could say that. So circle equals 360 degrees. Now, if I cut this circle in half and draw a straight line, and I'm only talking about half, what is half of 360? I'll give you a second to think about that. So if I only now have half of the circle that I'm showing, see how many of you are fast with math? You could even take the zero off to help you. Okay, hopefully you realize that half, which is the straight line, would be 180 degrees. So that's 180. Maybe we can put a little note there, 180. Okay, what if I took my half, that's now 180, and I cut that in half? And I only am talking about this part. So this part would be half of 180. So half of 180 is 90, and here is the other half of 180. So this part is something we call 90 degrees. That's a really, really important one. And that is something that we'll learn later that has a special name for it. But what I want you to see, boys and girls, is if I take a piece of paper and I put it into a 90-degree angle, it's always a perfect square. That's what the 90-degree angle is we call it's like a perfect L. Okay, so let's keep doing our math and think about this. What if I took this 90, and let's cross all that off and just focus on this, and I cut that in half? What do you think this angle right here is? Half of the 90. How many of us are good at math here? Half of 90 is 45. So that would be 45 degrees. So now we saw what our 360 is that they were talking about. We saw what our 180, our 90, and our 45. Well, the 30 would be, instead of cutting the 90 into two 45s, we could cut the 90 into thirds. And that would mean each of them, if I took 90 and cut it into 3, that would be 30, 30, and 30. So the angle is how open it is. So if notice the net 30 is the smallest, and the larger the number, the more open it is. Because look, 180 was this big. This whole thing was an angle. Okay, so those are just some notes I wanted you to see, and I'm going to do a little bit of practice for you. If you want to now put down your pencil. Remember, boys and girls, if you have took too long for the notes, you could always stop the video to get caught up. But please make sure everything that I wrote in green you have down. Okay, so here's my problems. Here's my first problem, and it says, what is the measure in degrees of a full circle? Well, they actually told us that in our notes, so I already know that the full circle is 360 degrees. I also know that this part of the line was 180, and this part of the line is 180. So the entire thing would be 360. Okay, let's look at my next one. This said, if angle NOP is 180 degrees, so this whole thing is 180, which we saw that a straight line is 180. So they're telling me if this is 180, draw a ray to create a 90-degree angle and label the angle. Well, 90 is half of 180. So I need to cut that in half. And now I have 90 plus 90 equals the 180. So this would now be the 90, or I could say that's the 90, because they both together equal 180. And they said they want me to label it. Well, I would have to maybe add another letter, or I could just use the O and say angle O, but that might not be as clear. So maybe let's add another point, and I can say, maybe I'm gonna add an M for Munoz. So I could say angle M-O-N, oh, sorry, no, oh, it would be M-O-N and M-O-P are 90 degrees. Both of those are 90. So M-O-N is 90 and M-O-P is 90 as well. Okay, let's look at another one today. This problem says, if angle ROP, so what are they talking about? Angle ROP, so this is 90, and I know that because I recognize that L. So every time I say it's a perfect L, it's 90. So they're telling me this is 90. They want me to draw one ray to show 45 degrees. Well, 45 is half of 90, so I need to cut this in half. And that means that this is 45 degrees, and that's 45 degrees. And together they would be the 90. Okay, they want me to add another ray to show 30 degrees. Okay, this is getting kind of messy. And then they want me to label the angles. So let me first label these angles. So what do I have? I have angle ROP, which is the whole thing, is 90 degrees. And then I added a ray. So maybe let's add a letter. What letter should we use? We could use maybe Q. Let's use Q. So we could say angle ROQ is only 45 degrees. So ROQ is right there. It was half of the 90. This one is also half of the 90. So I could say angle QOP is also 45 degrees. Okay. They also want me to do one that's 30, but I think because this side's so messy, I might come over here. Well, if this whole thing is 90 and they want it to be 30, well, I know that 90 is made up of 30, 30, and 30. So I need 3 sections. So that would be 30, 30, and 30. So maybe I should add some points to those. Maybe we'll just add A and B. Okay, so we could start on that side and we could say angle NOR is 90 degrees. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, 90 degrees. NOR was 90 degrees, but then I added rays. So now I have angle NOA is 30 degrees. I could also say angle AOB, just this little part right there, AOB. Angle AOB is 30 degrees. And then I could also say just this angle. So that would be angle BOR is also 30 degrees. So what I've just done is kind of cut this larger angle into smaller angles. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's try some of these together. We're on page 168. And here is our first one we're going to do together. Using your knowledge of benchmark angles, and the benchmark angles are the ones that we're supposed to learn, so that's just 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 360. Those are called our benchmark angles. What is the measure of DEF? So what is this angle, DEF? Well, hopefully we're starting to see that that perfect L, the perfect L is a 90-degree angle. Okay, let's turn the page, ladies and gentlemen, to page 169. And this one problem tells us, what is the measure of the angle formed by the hour and minute hands? And they actually even put it here for us. I might turn my book to see it more clearly. So what is this angle? Well, what I see is a straight line. I also see half of a circle. So I know the whole circle is 360 degrees, but I am only seeing half, which would be a straight line, or half of a circle is 180 degrees. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you're going to turn the page today, and today you only have 2 problems to try on your own. Have a great day. Bye.